Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, January 27th at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 723 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. President Biden's first White House sign language interpreter has ties to the far right. Senate GOP braces for more retirements after Portman stunner. Biden won the fight over the filibuster without saying a word. I want to go home. Filipina domestic workers face exploitative conditions. Trump Plaza near Mar-a-Lago in Florida will be renamed following riots at U.S. Capitol. Mike Pence is homeless after leaving office and couch surfing with Indiana politicians, report says. A federal judge in Texas just temporarily blocked the Biden administration's deportation moratorium. Creeping weight of Abrams tank concerns Pentagon's chief weapons tester. This year, no one was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. 70-year-old Tennessee man wanted for 2 murders is armed and dangerous. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Senate rejects GOP motion to declare Trump impeachment trial unconstitutional, CBS News. Trump opens office of the former president in Florida, CBS News. Indonesian volcano unleashes river of lava in new eruption, Fox News. Harvard health expert makes case for everyone to wear N95 masks, Fox News. 2020 was the worst year ever for U.S. hotels. Here's what's next, NPR. AstraZeneca defends slow supplies to the EU, but says it ordered 3 months later than the UK, CNBC. January has been the deadliest month for COVID-19 with nearly 80,000 lives lost so far in the U.S., CNN. European stocks dip ahead of Fed decision as France eyes lockdown, Yahoo Finance. Biden, Putin discuss cyber breach, arms control, in phone call, NPR. Biden shifts on vaccine under pressure from the media, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Biden, Putin discuss extending nuclear arms treaty in phone call. NBA TV reporter Saku Smith reportedly dies at 48 of COVID-19. The world is finally giving up coal, almost. Biden administration announces restoration of relations with Palestinians. Why your credit score from Credit Karma isn't what lenders see. 5 things to do when you're stressing over the COVID-19. How Hollywood pulls off the best food scenes in movies and TV. Is expensive tea really any better than the cheap stuff? Experts explain. Magdal points out huge difference between Democrats and dumpster-fire GOP right now. Pick up some good vibrations from a cover so good it made Brian Wilson smile. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Customer leaves $2,200 tip at pizza place. Woman defends racist rant caught on camera. Chiefs return to Super Bowl good for business. School honors teacher who died due to COVID. College removes controversial land-run monument. Medical examiner, man victim of an animal attack. Video, 102-year-old shares the secret to her longevity. Deputies, car chase ends in numerous charges. Man accused of calling in fake bomb threat. County meets all federal air quality standards. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. President Biden vows to speed up the pace of inoculations. The filibuster fight. The battle lines are forming in Biden's climate push. Listen to Sway. Why are U.S. COVID cases falling, and will the trend last? No more lies. My grandfather was a Nazi. New Yorkers cannot find parking for bikes. The first Oscar ceremony lasted 15 minutes. What happened? Truckers shun UK ports to avoid Brexit red tape. The reality behind Biden's plan to legalize 11 million immigrants. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Jill Durden, on Holocaust Remembrance Day, the world must apply never again to Iran. Breaking down the early Super Bowl odds. McDaniel says RNC pushing back against Biden's extreme policies. California man arrested for allegedly threatening relatives of Democratic rep, journalist. NASA astronauts conduct first spacewalk of 2021. Indonesian volcano unleashes river of lava in new eruption. Harvard health expert makes case for everyone to wear N95 masks. Rand Paul declares Trump impeachment dead on arrival after Senate procedural vote. Alex Trebek's legacy remembered by Jeopardy! Guest host Mayim Bialik, a huge loss. NYPD officer shot in the Bronx. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, January 27th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. After decades of disagreement, first new skull of Parasaurolophus discovered in nearly 100 years solves mystery. Watch, your cousin from Boston sets Clydesdales free in Sam Adams Super Bowl ad. Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, shares moving letter from late daughter Gianna's friend on anniversary of fatal helicopter crash. Torrey Pines profile, Municipal Beauty is home for Farmers Insurance Open. Super Bowl 55, history of the game at Raymond James Stadium. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell suspended from Twitter. Patrick Mahomes can become youngest QB ever to win 2 Super Bowls, beating out Tom Brady for record. Curt Schilling, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds unlikely to earn spots in Baseball Hall of Fame. Lakers legend Kobe Bryant, daughter Gianna remembered on 1-year anniversary of tragic crash. Safari Park gorillas recovering from more contagious strain of COVID-19, San Diego Zoo receives vaccine intended for animals. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Hospital admissions have peaked in all regions of England. People infected with Kent coronavirus variant are more likely to get symptoms, ONS report reveals. HS2, bailiffs start evicting HS2 protesters from camp, as police move in to keep the peace. UAE could be added to Britain's list of up to 30 high-risk quarantine countries. German media savages EU for vaccine shambles which it calls an advert for Brexit. Teen is left looking like an Oompa Loompa after grabbing the wrong shade of fake tan. Owen Grufford's father claims his marriage to Alice Evans had been in trouble for some time. BBC Wales guest goes viral after leaving very explicit object on the shelf behind her. One of Britain's first single dads by surrogate, teacher, 42, shows off his 6-month-old son. Images reveal fear of children and families as hundreds of Hungarian Jews are led into Auschwitz. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Biden's uphill battle to save the Iran nuclear deal. The Holocaust as an underlying condition. Suspect, role in U.S. reporter's death in Pakistan was minor. Mali Army and French forces kill 100 extremists this month. Zimbabwean journalist released on bail after weeks in prison. Report, Israeli settler population surged during Trump era. China rolls out anal swab coronavirus tests, saying it's more accurate than throat method. Myanmar health workers receive first COVID-19 vaccinations. EU threatens drug companies with legal action if it doesn't get its vaccines. The UK, facing a scary coronavirus strain, is running a high-stakes, real-world vaccine experiment. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news, AstraZeneca supply meeting with EU delayed, Russia relaxes restrictions. Biden turns attention to climate crisis with new executive orders today, live updates. Napoleon's manuscript on victory at Battle of Austerlitz goes on sale. The Democrats' priority in power must be to stop minority rule. Andrew Gothorpe. Big Tech facilitated QAnon and the Capitol attack. It's time to hold them accountable. Milwaukee was already failing students of color. COVID made it worse. The Capote tapes review, inside the iconic writer's ice-cold mind. China starts using anal swabs to test high-risk people for COVID. Facebook apologizes for flagging Plymouth Hoe as offensive term. Top 10 books about children fending for themselves. Una Manian. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. What we know so far about COVID-19 variants worldwide. Police find no bias, terror motive in Portland road rampage. New antibody therapies may cut deaths, reduce exposure to COVID-19, data shows. Biden to reopen Obamacare markets for COVID-19 relief. Watch, elephants play in the snow at Arizona Zoo. Lawyer says Pelosi laptop hasn't been recovered from suspect. Chicago schools reopening hits snag as union fight escalates. Let down your hair, new army rules for ponytails, nail color. Judge denies Massimo Gianelli's bid to finish prison term at home. Acting D.C. police chief criticizes tepid army response to January 6 riots. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Nia Dennis, U.S. gymnast's black excellence routine goes viral. Red Fort violence, Delhi police detain 200 after farmer protests. Independent Spirit Awards, Michaela Cole, Carey Mulligan among nominees. COVID map, coronavirus cases, deaths, vaccinations by country. Biden raises election meddling with Putin in first phone call. China mine rescue, miner saved after knocking on pipe. Holocaust Memorial Day, British citizenship saved my mother. COVID, U.S. pharmacist in vaccine tampering guilty plea. Climate change, biggest global poll supports global emergency. Goldman Sachs boss takes $10 pay cut for 1MDB. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Coronavirus updates, CDC researchers say schools can reopen safely, UK variant has now spread to 25 states, 425k US deaths. AP Top Stories January 27. Indonesia volcano unleashes river of lava. Showbiz minute, page, Disney, Fonda. NFL cheerleaders have their say on equal pay. Insulting and frustrating, community leaders decry lack of Asian Americans in Biden's top cabinet picks. Semi-truck narrowly misses police cruiser on icy Wisconsin highway. At least 2 dead after SWAT standoff in Austin, Texas, authorities say. California man sent threatening texts to families of congressmen, journalists on day of U.S. Capitol riot, feds say. Thousands of houses decorated for Mardi Gras. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Los Angeles Police Department seeks public's help in shooting death of food delivery driver. After victim testimony, police panel calls on city council to bolster Los Angeles Police Department anti-trafficking work. An LA councilman struggles with the Pledge of Allegiance, and viewers pick sides. Santa Clara cuts off COVID vaccine supply to hospital that let teachers skip the line. Cal State will not raise tuition for next academic year amid pandemic hardships. With 5 inches of rain expected in Santa Cruz mountain burn areas, officials fear mudslides. Essential workers, disability advocates fear being left out as California shifts to age-based COVID-19 vaccine priority. California Strawberry Festival canceled for 2nd year in a row because of COVID-19. Questions over death of COVID-19 vaccine recipient in Placer County. LA pays tribute on anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, January 27, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Parents to be struck and killed by a stolen 4WD while out walking their dogs. The drugged up 17-year-old fled and tried to steal another car before being caught. He will be charged as a juvenile. 16-year-old Christian who was inspired by Christchurch shootings was planning to perform terrorist attacks at 2 mosques and detained by the ISD. Estonia to become the only country in the world with a female president and female prime minister. UN calls on Israel to provide Palestinians with coronavirus vaccines. UN Global Climate Poll, biggest ever survey finds 2/3 of people think climate change is a global emergency. Wealthy couple chartered a plane to the Yukon, took vaccines doses meant for indigenous elders, authorities said. Nationalism is not the way forward, New Zealand Trade Minister says on global relations. South Korea reports big jump in COVID-19 cases on outbreaks in Christian schools. Indian court rules that groping without removing clothes is not sexual assault. Biden administration restores aid to Palestinians, reversing Trump policy. Sanofi, in unusual move, to lend spare production capacity to Pfizer, BioNTech, manufacture more than 100 million doses after setbacks and delays in the development of its own vaccine candidates. Estonia's first female PM sworn in as new government takes power. Estonia. U.S., Russia agree to extend New START nuclear arms treaty. Alberta paid $28,000 for a report smearing hundreds of climate journalists. Japan joins calls for Russia to release Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny, protesters. The next headlines are from Forbes. Instacart survived COVID chaos, but can it keep delivering after the pandemic? Bill Gates says he's surprised by crazy and evil conspiracy theories about him amidst the pandemic. Biden's ambitious plan to make the federal vehicle fleet electric, infographic. Tariffs and the American ego. Why Impact Proof will eat brand purpose for breakfast in 2021. Bill Gates, future pandemics must be taken as seriously as the threat of war. Over 2,000 auto industry startups are disrupting the industry and stealing investments. Top 10 Global Automotive Trends, 2021. Vans Triple Crown of Surfing winners announced, surfers impressed with freedom, creativity of digital event. Tim Payne retains captaincy but Matthew A. dropped his Australian AIM squad for South Africa tour. The next headlines are from Nature.com. How ecstasy and psilocybin are shaking up psychiatry. Handspeak, how casual gestures shape what we hear. Let the dog in, how institutions and colleagues can help scientists who require support animals. COVID variants test immunity, NIT chief and China's mixed vaccine data. Heat blame for extreme weather. Cancer research needs a better map. 7 technologies to watch in 2021. Why you should consider becoming a doctoral representative. Famed Chinese immunologist cleared of plagiarism and fraud. Publisher correction, VEGF-C-driven lymphatic drainage enables immunosurveillance of brain tumors. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,682,144,946 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. AT&T Q4, HBO Max activations double to 17.2 million, Warner Brothers, revenue declines 21%. BTS agency Big Hit Entertainment to invest $63 million in rival YG. National Theatre's Romeo and Juliet feature adaptation coming to Sky, PBS in April, Global Bulletin. VJ Blockbuster Master 2 bow on Amazon Prime Video. VIU uploads River Where the Moon Rises as Korean original series. Netflix boards Venice, Toronto winner The Disciple, executive produced by Alfonso Cuarón. STX title Greenland launches Eros Now premium VOD service in India. Warner Media sets New Zealand's There Is No I in 3 Summers HBO Max original. Long Riders bassist Tom Stevens dies at 64. Florida Georgia Line's Brian Kelly looks to take country stage musical May We All to the big screen. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Indonesia's most active volcano erupts. Most U.S. mayors do not support reallocating police resources, survey finds. Justice Department rescinds Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy. Amid grief, Rep. Jamie Raskin leads Trump impeachment effort in Senate. New VA program investigates outdoor therapy for veterans. Why N95 masks are still in short supply in the U.S. 2020 was the worst year ever for U.S. hotels. Here's what's next. Wall Street insider turned tough market cop, Biden's pick to head SEC. Don't call it a comeback, school districts that never opened are having trouble now. Texas hostage standoff leaves 2 dead. The following headlines are from The Week. 10 things you need to know today, January 27, 2021. Democrats are preparing for a party-line COVID-19 bill, hoping for bipartisan buy-in. Why Legend of Zelda could be TV's next Game of Thrones. America has forgotten how to be free. The left's fake Senate majority. The Daily Show dramatizes the Trump-Fox News divorce, suggests Fox News has already moved on. Pentagon ties D.C. National Guard general's hands before Capitol siege. Biden's inauguration got higher TV ratings than Trump's 2017 swearing-in. Did the Proud Boys help plan, lead the Capitol siege? Prosecutors are looking, and the video looks damning. Trump's impeachment lawyer said he thinks the facts and the law will speak for themselves. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Will the Texas legislature stop police from arresting people for fine-only offenses? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Axiom Space reveals the crew for its first space odyssey in 2022. Sorry, Tom Cruise. You know it's spring on Mars when the carbon dioxide is starting to sublimate. One of the oldest stars in the galaxy has a planet. Rocky planets were forming at nearly the beginning of the universe. NASA has chosen 4 new Pioneer missions: Aspira, Pandora, Starburst, and PEUO. A CubeSat will test out water as a propulsion system. Away from the light pollution of the inner solar system, New Horizons was able to see how dark the universe really is. Astronomers hope to see evidence of dark matter particles inside Betelgeuse. No luck. Tree rings reveal 1,000 years of solar activity. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, January 27th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. New evidence for multiple ice ages on Mars. Earth is losing ice at a record rate. Watch International Space Station Spacewalk January 27th. Snowfall photos from January 2021. The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Biden's first 100 days. Britain ratchets up border checks for European Union citizens. 30 people who could make or break Justin Trudeau's minority government. Biden's United Nations nominee to take a hard line on China. The rug has been pulled out, campaigns flop amid Facebook, Google ad bans. Every Boston mayor has been a white man. Will 2021 change that? The GOP's answer to its post-Trump blues: more Trump. Fight over Biden Mideast advisor becomes proxy war over Iran policy. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Going viral, timeline shows how COVID-19 infected Queensland. Inland rail will be devastating for Southside Brisbane, inquiry told. Queensland border remains restricted as mystery cases linger. Why Queensland is seeing a sudden spate of positive wastewater tests. Target time and super quiz, Thursday, January 28th. Albanese drops Butler from climate and reshuffle restart on emissions. Alleged pedophile Malka lifer back in Australia, set to face court. Mixture of grief and anger at roadside vigil for slain parents-to-be. Indonesian volcano unleashes river of lava and gases in new eruption. No firepower as fierce as a frown from a frightening female. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Sanofi teams up with BioNTech and Pfizer to help fix Europe's vaccine shortage. Foss Center, Elon Musk once argued that Tesla should be a private company, but Wall Street has proved him wrong. Econofact, childhood poverty is 3 times more common than we thought. Need to know, even Reddit is beginning to discuss the endgame for the wild GameStop ride. Boris Johnson deeply sorry for every life lost as UK passes 100,000 COVID-19 deaths. Climate change is an emergency, majority says in unique gaming app survey sent to 1.2 million people in 17 languages. It isn't just GameStop, here are some of the other heavily shorted stocks shooting higher. Only 49% of frontline workers say they'll get vaccinated, poll shows. Salesforce rolls out new vaccine management tool. Peter Morici, Biden needs this bold strategy to reimagine the economy so it can create jobs for everyone. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Texas courts Markman ruling favorable for Parker Vision, Yahoo Finance. Patent report highlights AI boom, new electronics. Editorial, Biden should boost economy by funding innovation, the Columbus Dispatch. Global RF GaN Patent Landscape Report 2020, the last 2 years marked a turning point for RF GaN patenting activity now driven by China and moving on technical issues further down the value chain, Yahoo Finance. China-EU Landmark Geographical Indications Agreement to propel trade of high-quality products to new highs, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. SPC's Intellectual Property Appellate Court established for 2 years concluded more than 4,000 cases, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. SPC-NCNIPA established online litigation and mediation coordination mechanism, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. View on conflicting application in China, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Timing for voluntary amendments in China, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Jubil Life advances intellectual property protection program and advises on DTC eligibility, Globe Newswire. The next headlines are from Quartz. The problem with a 100-year U.S. government bond. Climate risk is about to become a much bigger part of the financial system. The Modi government will be relying on this investment to spur budget spending. India's freshly minted female entrepreneurs have big hopes from the 2021 budget. How much will India's COVID-19 vaccine program cost, and how will Budget 2021 fund it? A government crisis is poised to make Italy's COVID-19 trouble even worse. Biden's buying spree could boost the number of electric vehicles in the U.S. by 40%. A new study shows occupations with the highest COVID death rates. How foreign operators exploit weak protections in Africa's extractive sectors. Disney is finally rethinking its racist theme park rides. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Parole violator who raided Senate building sold out by the GPS unit attached to him for previous parole violations. NYPD still blowing the public's money to keep the public from seeing the NYPD's misconduct records. For basically no reason, GameStop stock price is roller coastering in a tug-of-war being fought on Reddit. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 267, a Section 230 Roundtable. House Republicans have a big tech plan that is both unconstitutional and ridiculous. California Appeals Court says Section 230 immunizes Twitter from banned users' lawsuit. Daily Deal, the Power User PC software bundle. Former U.S. ambassador sues Apple because Telegram users are making him feel scared. Update. Broadband monopolies keep getting money for networks never fully deployed. Court says there's nothing reasonably suspicious about the odor of marijuana in a state where marijuana is legal. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this Daily News Headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Arsenal. Clippers vs Hawks. Wizards vs. Rockets. Chad Wheeler. Alabama basketball. Big Sky. Alice Evans. Kurt Schilling. Saku Smith. MSFT. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Tehran aims to manufacture 14 million indigenous COVID-19 vaccines in June alone as government highlights good progress in human trials. Bill Gates says vaccine rollout crucial for chances of Tokyo Olympics going ahead. Those photos don't harm anyone, former Belgian cyclist claims revealing pics cost her job on men's team. EU standoff with AstraZeneca deepens as pharma giant cancels meeting on vaccine supplies. India's Covaxin vaccine likely works against UK coronavirus variant, early study suggests. Biggest polluter in history, China hits back at US criticism of its climate policy with reminder of Washington's shortcomings. Russian MMA great Fedor Emelianenko released from hospital after COVID-19 treatment. Some mad stuff, Chelsea ace Abraham defends teammate Rudiger after German targeted by fans infuriated by Lampard exit. Frosty relations, U.S. Marines equipped for Arctic warfare land near Russian-Norwegian border as tensions heat up in frozen north. Japanese PM apologizes after ruling coalition lawmakers visit nightclub in violation of COVID-19 restrictions. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Israelis say they will attack Iran if Biden returns U.S. to nuclear deal. Wirecard watchdog reportedly believed company was victimized by malicious short sellers. UK Incorporated and the inexorable march to Scottish independence. Pirates ambush Turkish container ship off West Africa, kidnap 15, kill 1. Musk tweet sends GameStop soaring, even more, after hours. UK COVID cops threaten 200 fines for people having snowball fights. EU mulls fresh Russia sanctions after Navalny protests, Kremlin summons US ambassador. French court hears Agent Orange case against chemical corporations, including Bayer Monsanto. That's all folks. COVID response sparks spike in Americans' anxiety and depression. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. France, rights group launch legal action over police racism. In pictures, Indonesia's Merapi volcano unleashes river of lava. Economic profiteering fueling war in Yemen, UN. Holocaust survivors get COVID vaccine on Auschwitz Liberation Day. Dozens injured in anti-lockdown protests in Lebanon's Tripoli. As the UK reaches a grim pandemic milestone, the nation mourns. UN rights chief seeks sanctions against Sri Lankan generals, AFP. Is car on the brink of outright war? Photos, how COVID vaccine traveled 1,700 kilometers to an Indian village. Eritrean forces should leave Ethiopia's Tigray immediately, US. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Rand Paul, impeachment trial dead on arrival, Democrats don't have the votes to win. Charles Hurt, defund the police on hiatus after Capitol riot. Watch, Democrat Kevin DeLeon cannot remember Pledge of Allegiance. Anti-Trump scholar, nearly impossible to deprogram millions of Trump supporters. Senate Judiciary Democrats refuse to hold hearings on Mayorkas nomination. Joe Biden, Texas congressman not very American for challenging mask mandate. Ontario authorities patrol Costco, Walmart to enforce masking, distancing. Report, Joe Biden to make climate change top priority, targeting oil and gas industries. As California reopens, judge upholds Democrat Governor Newsom's ban on indoor church services. Joe Biden, 1,776 Commission offensive and counterfactual. The next headlines are from UPI News. Woman wins nearly $200,000 with grandma's lottery numbers. Look, loose cow brings traffic to a halt on Georgia highway ramp. Watch, class ring lost 32 years ago found for sale on eBay. Book returned to New York Library 72 years overdue. Website offers $3,000 for Sleeping Beauty to test out mattresses. Watch, shark takes a bite out of boat motor off Florida coast. Tom Brady rookie card auctioned for $555,988 online. Look, cat rescued after stranded for 3 days atop Nevada utility pole. Watch, British Columbia 12-year-old breaks Jenga stacking world record. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. UFC champ Dustin Poirier is giving back, raising thousands for kids in need and inspiring other fighters. Startup builds 3 huge indoor farms in Appalachia, turning coal country into agricultural hub. NBA star buys George Floyd's family a house, joining Streisand and others in giving daughter a future. New Alzheimer's treatment shows real promise in slowing cognition decline using antibody in human trials. China passes landmark law protecting the Yangtze, one of China's mother rivers. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, January 27th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. The Soviet flying beast that never really took off. 3 people in Singapore arrested for protesting for LGBTQ rights outside Ministry of Education headquarters. More than 30 officers facing $200 fine over professional haircuts at police station. Broward doctor posed as teen boy to sexually solicit minors, cops say, that wasn't all. Call the pros, Chick-fil-A helps direct gridlock traffic at SC drive-through COVID-19 vaccine site. Marjorie Taylor Greene indicated support for executing prominent Democrats in 2018 and 2019 before running for Congress. Florida offers to replace Tokyo as Olympics host. Teacher wrote anonymous gossip blog describing pupils as transhuman Kardashian clones. Google Play bans video app for standard.as subtitle support. UK government backs birth control for grey squirrels. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Why Microsoft's self-driving car strategy is quietly brilliant. Digital Trends 2021, every single stat marketers need to know. OnePlus co-founder Carl Pei's new gadget brand is here, and it's called Nothing. 5 ways AI can take us deeper into space. Every navigation app should have Cowboys air quality e-bike route feature. This massive, scorching exoplanet whips around its sun twice a day. We rank the new iOS 14.4 features from worst to best. It's time to use all of Twitter's archive to teach AI about bias. What the hell is a chief meeting designer? PSA, update your iPhone to iOS 14.4 right now to protect it from active bug exploits. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Genetically modified mosquitoes key to stopping Zika virus spread. Building a corn cob, cell by cell, gene by gene. Scientists identify flank instability at a volcano with history of collapse. Impact of rising sea temperatures on marine life. Biodegradable displays for sustainable electronics. A benchmark for single electron circuits. reef fish futures foretold. When looking at species declines, nuances and long-term data are important. The microbial life of sourdough. Vaccine shows potential against deadly leptospirosis bacteria. The next headlines are from Information Week. From cloud computing to cooking, 4 ways IT mirrors fine cuisine. 10 things IT leaders learned in 2020. How to build a successful IT team. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, January 27th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission plans for May asteroid departure. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz prove a point, winning 9th straight on a night when they're nowhere near their best. The Triple Team, despite slow shooting start, Jazz stick to their guns and eventually outfire Knicks for 9th straight win. Paul Krugman, helping kids is a very good idea. Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall calls for unity, innovation, back to normal not good enough. Utah officials end effort to eliminate Bayou's police department. After Sunday's crash shut down Big Cottonwood Canyon for hours, police issue new policy on road closures. Utah will take over incoming COVID-19 vaccine doses that had been assigned to CVS and Walgreens for nursing homes. Tribune editorial, Utah owes us an accounting of where vaccines are going. Utah lawmaker launches effort to impeach Attorney General Sean Reyes. Utah's COVID-19 positivity rate falls, but the number of deaths continues to climb. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Google Maps will soon show COVID vaccine locations. Axiom names first private crew paying $55 million for a trip to the International Space Station. Substance found in Antarctic ice may solve a Martian mystery. Chrome OS 88 turns your Chromebook into an impromptu smart display. 1/3 of tech workers admit to working only 3 to 4 hours a day, report finds. Biden's Commerce nominee backs changes to Section 230. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series laptops put to the test. YouTube extends Trump's suspension for a second time. GameStop jumps after hours as Elon Musk tweets out Reddit board that's hyping stock. Facebook secret settlement on Cambridge Analytica gags UK data watchdog. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Modit and IDOT prepare for Wednesday's winter weather. Winter weather advisory for St. Louis area Wednesday, accumulating snow likely. Missouri House Committee considers hampering local government power during health emergencies. Pot taxes to fund violence prevention, prisoner reentry programs. Central West End car theft may be connected to deadly crash Wednesday. Metro East nature walkers rescued in swampy area near Highway 111. Thieves walk past dead man's body to steal from his home. Fears that the black community in St. Louis will be shortchanged during vaccine rollout. Local Army veteran receives $500 for providing free rides to homeless, local vets. Drunk driver kills couple coming home from date night on I-270. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 13-year-old girl reported missing after running away from Vista home. He's a brave boy. Local police dog gets more than 100 stitches after being stabbed by man. Businesses scramble to reopen after stay-at-home order unexpectedly ends. County reports 1.4K COVID-19 cases as Petco Park vaccine site shut down for second day. Pregnant women should not take Moderna vaccine, WHO advises. Flags to fly at half-staff to honor Rancho Santa Fe firefighter. Breaking, arrest made in death of elderly California couple found at bottom of a well in Mexico. Photos, big cats, bears enjoy fresh snowfall in Alpine. Audit, millions may have to repay California jobless aid. Council extends shelter operation at Convention Center. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. What do you need to know about the Spy Era app? Google says North Korean state hackers are targeting security researchers via social media. Apple TV Plus nabs spy drama Tehran for a second season. Mike Pence advisor claims she was told to spy on Deborah Birx. Collection of Cold War relics including umbrella with syringe on sale for $365K. Slough House by Mick Herron review, a modern sitcom disguised as a spy novel. Hyundai Ioniq 5F teased in weird spy film plot ahead of February reveal. Apple TV Plus Israeli spy series Tehran renewed for second season. Apple Insider. MI5 can authorize informants to commit murder, court hears. Kiss of death from the KGB, Soviet spy relics up for auction. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German Air Force phases out aging Airbus A310 MRT aircraft. Elbit Systems secures $172 million contract for light tanks. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. The evolving hero status of the executed General Yu Fei. New Zealand upgrades free trade agreement with China, wiping away nearly all tariffs. Beijing gives in to pressure from public to set up special quarantine site for pet owners. The politics behind Taiwan's controversial ractopamine pork policy. Gang Chen's case should be the end of the Department of Justice's China initiative. China's C-919 jet ready for delivery, and competition with Boeing and Airbus. Biden administration says Taiwan commitment rock solid after Beijing sends warplanes. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, January 27, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. San Francisco mayor says COVID-19 vaccination goal is being held up. Bay Area efforts to ensure vaccine equity. Jackknifed big rig blocks lanes on Bay Bridge near Treasure Island. Atmospheric river, photos and videos from KRON4 viewers. Wild turkeys chase down Berkeley police car. Santa Rosa Winery reopens outdoors with safety protocols. San Jose police are taking too long to respond to calls, here's why. Reopening schools, CDC releases guidance. California Ed under microscope after paying billions in fraudulent claims. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Frustration, relief and hope amid a slow COVID-19 vaccine rollout for second wave. It just feels different, fewer return to in-person learning at Barrington High. $100 to buy gift cards for the homeless. Women's caucus candidates reflect on speaker race. With restrictions eased in 4 more counties, indoor dining allowed across the suburbs. COVID-19 cases per county, zip code as of January 26. DuPage County to open vaccination site at county fairgrounds amid frustration over supply. Indian Prairie Dist 204 to roll out COVID-19 testing program. 4 Gurney area restaurants won't be fined for defying indoor dining ban. Jack Whistler, downtown Arlington Heights visionary, dies at 84. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle's homegrown record label Sub Pop opens flagship retail store in South Lake Union. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Lebanon, the Republic of North Macedonia, Syria, Turkey. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1321. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Merapi in Indonesia. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, January 27th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. In-person learning during COVID pandemic is possible with the right precautions, CDC researchers say. 48-year-old father shot and killed by stray bullet at Northwest Harris Company home. Cooler and breezy for your Wednesday. Suspect accused of shooting and injuring Harris County deputy detained after 4-hour manhunt. Cy-Fair firefighters rescue resident stuck in assisted living center fire in Northwest Harris Company. Galveston Company health officials announce vaccine waitlist plans and do away with cattle call. Judge bars President Joe Biden from enforcing 100-day deportation ban. Houston area counties using COVID-19 vaccine waitlists to manage demand. Houston homeowners upset over not being notified of 5G box placement. Parent worries Fort Bend ISD COVID-19 cases are undercounted. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. EU official, AstraZeneca pulls out of vaccine delivery talks. Russian parliament okays New START nuclear treaty extension. China asks Indonesia to treat detained sailors fairly. Google says North Korea-backed hackers sought cyber research. Biden's pick for UN post says US will counter China's agenda. Belgium fears spread of Dutch riots over virus restrictions. World Food Programme chief warns of vulnerable supply chains. AP photos, designer Julian Fernie showcases a movie. Iran's president criticizes prosecution of telecom minister. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYC Board of Elections plans to hand count ranked choice voting results after impasse with state. City's top health advisor supports double masking as coronavirus variants spread. Extra, Pizza Hut gets in on Detroit-style pizza action. Early data showed stark racial disparity in NYC vaccine distribution, then the city stopped releasing it. Who is running for Bronx Borough president? Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. State prison inmate's diary details the ordeal of battling COVID-19 behind bars. De Blasio vows NYC schools will reopen in September at full strength. Internet outages frustrate East Coast as Verizon blames cut cable in Brooklyn. Coronavirus updates, CDC study says schools can safely reopen with appropriate precautions. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Light earthquake, 4.3 mag strikes near Opotiki in New Zealand. Minor earthquake 3.3 mag, 104 kilometers south by southeast of Nikolai, Alaska. Light earthquake, M4.8 quake has struck near southern Sumatra, Indonesia. Minor earthquake, 3.2 mag was detected near Sandpoint in Alaska. Minor earthquake, M3.59 quake has struck near San Antonio in Puerto Rico. Minor earthquake, 3.5 mag was detected near Atka in Alaska. Minor earthquake, M3.5 quake has struck near Sandpoint in Alaska. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag has occurred near Fiji region. Minor earthquake, 3.54 mag was detected near Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. Minor earthquake, M3.4 quake has struck near Atka in Alaska. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. We are facing a climate emergency, warns UN chief. Implementation research to achieve health-related SDGs. Global economic recovery remains precarious in post-COVID-19 years. Poor lives matter, but less. Feminist movements continue to battle culture of impunity in Egypt. Closing the gap between developed and developing countries, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Video, Texas police officer threatens to taser man for not wearing a mask. Twitter rolls out new Wikipedia-like program to narrative manage tweets. Germany poised to cut international air travel to almost zero on virus variant fears. Dark money helped pave Joe Biden's path to the White House. U.S. suffers sharpest rise in poverty rate in more than 50 years. Military-grade police boats can secretly monitor boaters from 3 miles away. The Great Reset, the rise of the techno-fascist system is now in your face. Welcome back to the American police state. America's billionaires have grown $1.1 trillion richer during the pandemic. Epstein confidant Ghislaine Maxwell tries playing the race card, says grand jury that indicted her was too white. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Is Germany planning to put quarantine violators in detention centers and refugee camps? Rumor alert, did transphobic post feature real photos of Dr. Rachel Levine? Alaska to investigate issuance of offensive license plate. AP exclusive, Department of Justice rescinds zero-tolerance immigration rule. Did Trump start a new political party called the Patriot Party? Are comedians Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon married? Did Trump open an office of the former president in Palm Beach? Did Biden's Rolex belong to late Sambo? Biden administration to boost vaccine supply amid shortages. GOP largely votes against holding Trump impeachment trial. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Paul cites distortion to argue 2 sides in election fraud debate. Video misinterprets Fauci's comments on COVID-19 vaccine. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The GOP sick game of Russian roulette in a COVID hotspot. Here's how to shop Lululemon's men's line. This bike pro says a bike lock alone isn't the best way to keep your bike safe. Jimmy Kimmel drags Nikki Haley over lame Trump impeachment defense. My Pillow guy peddles crazy Twitter conspiracies in Tucker Carlson interview. Russian media loves protests, as long as they are pro-Trump. Teen killed 6 family members after dad scolded him for leaving the house, reports. Feds charge D.C. rioter who smoked joint inside the Capitol. Dr. Fauci shoots down Fox News host Bill Hammer's Trump questions. Justice Department to end federal contracts with private prisons. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Cool Granny takes DJ gig for a spin. What Chris Mad Dog Russo thinks about this Super Bowl. John Wall propels Rockets past Wizards, his former team. We're about to learn a little more about these Knicks. 2 dead after hostage situation at medical center in Texas. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The beginning to the end of the universe. Our solar system's origin. Astronomers are studying the atmospheres of faraway planets. The beginning to the end of the universe. How to build a galaxy. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden to boost weekly vaccine supply to states amid shortage of doses. Biden unveils plan to boost COVID vaccine supply amid lagging rollout. Tornado strikes Alabama, killing 1, as severe storms sweep across U.S. States report coronavirus vaccine shortages as Americans wait for shot. BlackRock tells CEOs to prepare for a zero-emissions economy. Biden hopes U.S. reaches 1.5 million COVID-19 vaccinations a day. Some patients report long-term effects of COVID-19. Meet the people paying a reported $55 million to fly to the International Space Station. First known U.S. case of Brazilian COVID-19 variant confirmed. Gray whales are starving and dying off at an alarming rate. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Barbara Kavovit of Real Housewives fame enters NYC mayoral race. Chick-fil-A manager helps distribute drive-through COVID vaccines in South Carolina. Men's apparel store Bonobos suffers severe data breach of customers' records. America's richest individuals tack on more than $1 trillion in cumulative wealth during COVID crisis. Alaska 3 Reich and Führer license plate spotted, state to investigate. Retired FDNY-EMT and many more face eviction with buyout of Bronx and Uptown apartments. Hostage situation is reported in Austin. Swiss DJ found dead in lake attached to 90-pound weight. NBA reporter Saku Smith dies after COVID battle at age 48. FDA puts countrywide import alert to review all hand sanitizers from Mexico due to high incidence of contamination. The following headlines are from military.com. First, Biden-Putin call shows both cautious on big concerns. Feds, Air Force veteran threatened family of congressman, journalist. Master Sergeant gives hated Air Force tiger stripe uniform a memorable send-off. The Marines could be the next military service to get new grooming rules. Confused by 2020 military income tax instructions? Here's what to do. Israeli military chief warns of new plans to strike Iran. Army OK's long ponytails, buzz cuts for women and grooming standards overhaul. Agent Orange exposure doubles risk of developing dementia, study finds. U.S. exploring new bases in Saudi Arabia amid Iran tensions. Satisfaction with military moves went up despite pandemic, Department of Defense says. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Day Watch, CPS halts in-person learning, Illinois told to expect boost in vaccine shipments and Chicago pizza boom expands. Every Illinois police officer would be required to wear a body camera by 2025 under bill awaiting Pritzker's signature, but without penalties. Will departments comply? State of Illinois to purchase near West Side office building as part of long-term plan to leave Thompson Center. Column, in praise of good neighbors. Column, charging teens as adults won't stop carjackings, it will create tougher criminals. Fox stunned as some public defenders arranged for coronavirus vaccine at Cook County Jail ahead of her staff. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 3,667 new COVID-19 cases and 87 more deaths reported Tuesday as CPS halts in-person learning for students already back as teachers' strike looms. COVID-19 remote learning quashes traditional snow day, the luster has worn off. CPS halts in-person learning for students already back as teachers' strike looms, district still aims to open elementary schools Monday. Some areas of Chicago top 6 inches of snow as storm tails off, but lake effect snow expected to continue into Wednesday. The following headlines are from phys.org. Not obese after all, captive Asian elephants less fat than average human. Genome editing tool Talon outperforms CRISPR-Cas9 in tightly packed DNA. Carbon-chomping soil bacteria may pose hidden climate risk. Biden poised to halt fossil fuel leasing on federal land. Harpy eagles could be under greater threat than previously thought. Pace of prehistoric human innovation could be revealed by linguistic thermometer. Making wheat and peanuts less allergenic. Solar material can self-heal imperfections, new research shows. The naming of Thule crater. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, January 27th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What's hiding under Antarctica's ice matters for our planet's future. Is milk bad for you? Here's what the science says. Chronic lateness, can it be cured? The 5 best CBD creams for arthritis. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. How to make good on your resolution to pay off debt in 2021. European clubs head fears pandemic losses of up to $10 billion. Singapore detains 16-year-old over plans to attack mosques. Edmunds, 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E versus 2020 Tesla Model Y. Debate heats up over how countries tax big tech companies. German governor apologizes for little Merkel comment. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, January 27, 2021. Bridge, January 27, 2021. Horoscopes January 27, 2021, Patton Oswalt, situations will transform quickly. Ask Amy, I want to fix my sister's mortifying appearance. Harriet Cole, I need to get out of this horrible job but I'm scared to tell my boss. Miss Manners, she hates everything we do, but we cannot keep her away. Dear Abby, my bestie and I have sex, and that intimidates my boyfriends. Oakland, injury shooting near Lake Merritt under investigation. Surging atmospheric storm brings snow to Bay Area mountains. East Oakland injury shooting under investigation. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. AstraZeneca says it has not pulled out of talks with the EU on vaccine deliveries, plans meeting lat. German governor apologizes for little Merkel comment. EU official, AstraZeneca pulls out of meeting with EU to discuss delayed vaccine commitments. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Rebecca Mercer raised specter of armed conflict in 2019 book. How Biden's FCC could bring fast relief to students struggling with remote learning. A tech investor is raising funds to investigate San Francisco prosecutors' carceral approach. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, January 27, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Ancient proteins help track early milk drinking in Africa. How blood stem cells maintain their lifelong potential for self-renewal. Heart disease #1 cause of death rank likely to be impacted by COVID-19 for years to come. Ancient indigenous New Mexican community knew how to sustainably coexist with wildfire. Study introduces MRNA-LNP as a safe therapeutic intervention for liver regeneration. You say tomato, I say genomics, genome sequences for 2 wild tomato ancestors. Children can bypass age verification procedures in popular social media apps. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Dear Abby, I'm dodging friend who got drunk, flirted with my husband. The Silence of the Lambs, why Clarice and Hannibal still thrill us after 30 years. Businesses robbed Belmont Cragen. Food delivery driver carjacked in Humboldt Park. Tightrope jigs are up, Ryan Whitaker and J.P. Hay have a breakthrough with Catch Company. Convenience store robbed on the Near West Side. 4 shot Tuesday in Chicago. Man charged with first-degree murder in Little Village fatal shooting. Food delivery driver carjacked in Westtown. Man stabbed on Red Line train between Berwyn, Argyle stops. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. St. Charles mayor announces ban on loud music, dancing on portion of Main Street. Josh Hawley rebuked by ex-head of Missouri National Guard. Anthony Simmons of Pretzel is not salty about the twists of COVID-19. Proper cannabis taps Chef Dave Owens for line of artisanal honeybee edibles. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Detroit's Gabriel Duran is bringing sexy back and adding some spice. Detroit's Amber Sheen is making space for black gender care women through smooth indie pop. John Salvage brings 15 years worth of music to life on debut solo record. Visions time travels with cats and krautrock Bible on hand. Elemental verse. 12 Metro Detroit acts we think will do big things in 2021. Detroit wunderkind Mark Whalen wants to soothe our souls. Kinsey is the vulnerable Detroit diva we've been waiting for. Singer-songwriter Lily Milo sorts through big feelings and invites us to do the same. Congressional Republicans have only as much power as Democrats give them. Democrats should give them none. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, January 27, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Attorney for HPD cop charged with Harding Street murder says dog is just playing politics. Streaming concert Watch 1/27, local natives, Sam Smith and more. NFL head coach hires, FOMO factor for Houston Texans. Houston Ballet Strings section gets together for a little night music. Taco Keto continues to bring its family flavor to Houston. 2021, the year of Metanoia kicks off with release of We Won't Stay Here. AUG announces new murder charge, other Phelan eyes in Harding Strait raid case. Pre-sale tickets on sale now for the first ever Tacolandia taco stop. Hidalgo announces county vaccine waitlist and Turner talks second doses as bumpy rollout continues. Young Deji brings a Leaf TX to the world. The next headlines are about world records making news. Sydney runner Lauren Reed breaks parkrun world record at Parramatta, Sporting News. Never too late, my neck is still sore, but I managed to get that world record, The Guardian. BC boy sets Guinness World Record with Jenga blocks, Global News. Salmon arm boy breaks Guinness World Record, watch news videos online, Global News. Almost a world record, CNY angler catches huge, 45, 1/2-inch tiger musky ice fishing on Otisco Lake, Syracuse.com. Alistair Brownlee aims to go sub-7 in Ironman triathlon, Telegraph.co.uk. USA pair sets Guinness World Record with 2,209 pies, the Packer. Only Lord of the Rings is epic enough to set the Guinness record with a 150 million block Lego build, Sci-Fi Wire. BC boy sets world record for stacking 693 Jenga pieces on single block news, Daily Hive. Hitman 3 Dubai level speedrunners tie for 8-second world record, Screen Rant. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. China deploys anal swabs for COVID-19 testing, says it's more accurate. Update your iPhone and iPad right now. Firefox 85 ditches Flash and boosts privacy protections. NYC garbage canal reclaims its essence. Reddit's anarchic investors to hedge funds, I hope they suffer. Lawmakers are worried internet service providers cannot deliver on their rural broadband promises. Alberta inquiry pays $28,000 for washed-up climate denial talking points written by a school teacher. Yes, the anti-vaxxers are coming for the coronavirus vaccines. The never-ending quest to shrink my everyday carry. The 10 best deals of January 26, 2021. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mseveni in Swaziland at 119.3 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was at Kyachchayu in Russia at minus 70.42 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 56.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Basic pandemic safety limits spread in schools. Warrior princess fights to save humanity in Raya and the Last Dragon trailer. Plex adds game streaming as paid add-on, completely botches the landing. Sony adds HDMI to last year's Android phone, charges $2,500. SpaceX adds laser links to Starlink satellites to serve Earth's polar areas. iOS 14.4 and iPadOS 14.4 hit supported devices today. Sony's best noise-canceling headphones are down to their lowest price today. Apple's longtime hardware lead steps down to work on mysterious new project. Biden vows to electrify the federal government's 600,000 vehicle fleet. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Mike Pence is in fear for his life because of Donald Trump, Morning Joe. Verbally violent Trump supporters have been swarming Palm Beach ever since his loss, and locals are worried. Mark Meadows lands a new job, and will start looking for the next Josh Hawley or Ted Cruz. Tucker Carlson completely loses it over the idea that the FBI should target white nationalist terrorists. Napoleon's account of legendary Battle of Austerlitz goes on sale. The end of offices, New York's business districts face uncertain future. Bill Gates says Tokyo Olympics fate depends on vaccine rollout, Kyoto. More than 150 charged over U.S. Capitol rampage. You stole a Supreme Court seat, critics slam McConnell threat to sabotage Democratic Senate. Trump named Capitol riot lawyer to federal board, as one of his final acts. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. I was ready to pop a bottle open, what Biden's executive order means for trans-military hopefuls. Let's examine the ties between the timber industry and extremists. The disinformation pandemic is real, fighting it will require compassion. Unemployment is about as bad as you think it is. BlackRock threatens to shed some of its massive fossil fuels portfolio. 45 Republican senators just voted to ditch Trump's impeachment trial. The pandemic has made U.S. billionaires $1.1 trillion richer. Coffee break, a new video call for people with disabilities throughout the pandemic. Lunchtime photo. New CDC study says schools are mostly safe to reopen. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. What to watch on Wednesday, the game heats up on The Challenge, Double Agents, Entertainment Weekly. What's on TV Wednesday, For Life on ABC and more, Los Angeles Times. Resident Alien, TV Review, Hollywood Reporter. Experimental Tests of Theology, Scientific American. Did an alien life form do a drive-by of our solar system in 2017, The New York Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Connect your body and mind with Prestige Senior Living through no-cost exercise webinar, Carson Now. Musicians Network Brains, Cosmos. Laurels, Selena Wong, All of Science Achiever, UC Davis. Brain implants and wearables let paralyzed people move again, IEEE Spectrum. Field Trip Health Limited announces opening a Field Trip Health Center in Atlanta, GA, as it continues expansion in the U.S., Globe Newswire. Highly specific synaptic plasticity and addiction, Uric Alert. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, January 27, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, January 27, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. About U.S. Fair Use Statement. True Strange News is a U.S.-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.